fellow Huntsville relatives, I'm really glad you're here today because this is a big deal for Huntsville. Mayor Tommy Battle has challenged the city to be one of the most energy-conscious cities in the nation. He launched an Energy Huntsville initiative to protect the Space and Missile Systems industrial technology base by focusing on the intellectual capital that's already here in the city, and that includes all of you trainees. You've learned more about energy this week than almost anybody else your age. You know more about space than probably 90% of the people your age. And what's space all about? Space is about the energy that it takes for the rocket to lift off the ground, right? All the smoke and fire when you're standing over here in the power exhibit and you're feeling the shake, that's energy. You learned about it in the environmental control systems, in the communication systems, and of course in the lighting and the heliophysics of the sun that warms our planet and keeps our Earth protected. So you've learned a lot about energy, and you have already become some of the top energy experts in our city. Because not a lot of people know a lot about energy. It's time for us to learn much, much more about energy as a people. So our mayor asked the Rocket Center, because he knows we know a lot about energy, to become the home to his energy initiative. This energy initiative is about 200 companies in Huntsville, ladies and gentlemen. Over 200 companies who are already actively working in and making their living in the energy sector in Huntsville. This group of companies is advising the Rocket Center. We became home to them and they became our advisors. And they're going to advise us on our journey to net zero for this installation. Now it may take us 5 years, 10 years, I don't know. But I'm committed to making this whole campus a net zero energy installation as the decades come forward. And by doing that, we can also become a respite for the city of Huntsville in case of tornadoes or other emergencies for our city. We can sleep 932 people on this campus. We can feed 10 to 12,000 meals a day. So by becoming energy independent, we can also offer something back to the community as well. So trainees, you've learned about energy all week long. And you're now some of the energy experts that we have here in our city. It's going to take a lot of people to fill all those jobs in all those 200 companies in energy in Huntsville. And you're already on the road to being one of the energy experts that can run those companies, launch those companies, use that energy to get us to outer space, to Mars, to the asteroids, and to the other planets, and also use that energy knowledge that you've gained to help protect our planet for future generations. So allow me to introduce to you today the leader of the Energy Huntsville initiative, Mr. Jay Neufeld, a business entrepreneur, a technology guru, and a civic economic leader. Welcome, Jay Newkirk, to Space Camp Graduation.
All of you here for this event, because this is a media event, because our Energy Huntsville initiative is growing, and we're looking for sponsors, and we have a very special presentation today from Honeywell to our Energy Huntsville initiative. They're becoming a platinum sponsor of our organization and going to hand us a check. So Mayor Battle will accept the check in a few minutes. But since you're here, let me just tell you just real quick, Dr. Barnhart sort of covered it, but we are blessed to have Dr. Barnhart and the Space and Rocket Center hosting the Energy Huntsville initiative, because this is a place where things get exhibited, and so energy is becoming a major part of our economy as we move forward. And so the companies that are here doing aerospace work for years, supporting the Army and NASA here, all of a sudden realize that some of their offerings can really support the energy sector, which is really growing. So Dr. Barnhart sort of said it. We're going to figure out ways to exhibit energy in such a way that all of you who are students today get excited about energy. So we're excited about that. So the organization's grown. Mayor Battle launched it a few years ago and asked me to help him get these companies targeting their offerings toward energy. So we're doing that. We've grown significantly, and what we're doing now is we're growing the budget that we have so that we can really influence policy in Washington, D.C., and we can travel to other places and make sure that energy becomes critical. And so Dr. Barnhart, since she's here and she's hosting us, we're going to become a center of excellence for energy technology development. So we thank you for being here and kind of letting us interrupt your ceremony. And I'm going to now ask the key person from Honeywell here, who is going to be presenting us a check, Suzanne Johnson, Senior Engineer, Honeywell Manager of Army Projects, is here. And I'm going to bring her up and let her tell you something about Honeywell. Thank you all.
And I realized we didn't know that we were going to be presenting in front of all of these brilliant young people. And so what I decided is, instead of telling you who Honeywell is, I was wondering, is there anything behind me that might tell you who Honeywell is? Do you see anything behind me? What do you see behind me? So here's what I want you to do, because years and years ago, I taught math to people your age. So on the count of three, instead of me talking about who Honeywell is, in the count of three, I'm going to want you to shout Honeywell, and you know what I want you to remember? Is that you could all work for Honeywell at some time in wonderful positions. That's what I want you to understand. So are you ready? Because I know you have good vocal cords. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Now that was absolutely excellent. I'm going to be presenting this check, and the check is from an organization within Honeywell that's called Hometown Solutions, and Hometown Solutions is very, very involved in the Rocket Center with classes. So with anything else said, let's do the check. This is a very big check, don't you think? Yeah. Well, Mayor Battle, on behalf of Honeywell, I would like to present you with this $10,000 check to support the Honeywell Energy Initiative.
We believe in partnership. We partnership with the Space and Rocket Center to do energy research, energy conservation, and to center our energy program. Because if you look over here, through NASA, every one of these portions of the mission takes energy to do, and we work on energy every day. But we also have some great corporate partners in this community too, and Honeywell is one of those great corporate partners. And to Honeywell, I want to say thank you very much for the $10,000 donation that you have given to Energy Huntsville, which will further promote the industry here. That industry will provide jobs that one day some of you may fill. So when you get ready to get out of school and finish your college and finish everything else, look back at Huntsville and say, you know, I went to space camp there. That would be a great place to come and live. We would love for you to be part of our city. Thank you very much.